Well, hello again and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about the Bula Defense XM21 CBR, and CBR stands for Carbon Fiber Battle Rifle. What you basically see here is a Bula Defense XM21 receiver with a Bula Defense medium weight 18-inch barrel. Now this is different than any other M14 barrel that you've probably ever seen, or at least not one that wasn't custom made. Basically it's they went ahead and left out the splined threaded barrel that would normally be required to install the front sight. Now again, since this is an XM21 receiver, it's not made to have iron sights, so it's made to be an optics ready scope only or red dot only receiver or rifle. So what they went ahead and did is they did away with the traditional flash hider and they went with the 9/16 by 24 threaded barrel. So what this allows you to do is put different options as far as muzzle brakes and flash suppressors and even sound suppressors. So suppressing an M14 should be even easier with this particular rifle. Now you're probably wondering where this stock came from. Basically, Bula Defense partnered with AG Composites to make a 100% carbon fiber drop-in M14 stock. Now this particular stock, obviously doesn't have a selector cutout, and it looks a lot like a kind of like a hybrid between a Sage or a Black Feather chassis. Now on those chassis, not only are they made of aluminum, but they're also required to take off the operating rod guide, put on their proprietary operating rod guide, and bolt it in. Now this particular rifle only requires that you remove it from your old stock and drop this one in. It's a drop-in fit. Okay. Now what you're probably going to have to do is, well, you shouldn't have to do anything if you buy one of these rifles complete, and they can be purchased through John Wolf or through Classic Firearms as well. So what it does is it really does just drop in just like a GI fiberglass stock. The only difference is well, for one, it's square, it's got accessory rails, and it's got a 4-screw bolt-on top section. Okay. It's also made to accept any AR-15 collapsible buttstock. So right here we've got just a Magpul CTR, and you see I had a cheek riser because I was messing around with this as far as the scope goes. So it's pretty lightweight. You know, it's as with any chassis system or any M14 that doesn't have a traditional buttstock, it's just a little bit nose heavy, but really not too bad at all. As you can see, with all the accessories taken off, and the basic rifle by itself weighs 9.5 pounds. Alright, so what we're also going to talk about now is what the rifle is supposed to be and what it's not supposed to be. So again, taking the name of the rifle, CBR, Carbon Fiber Battle Rifle, it is meant to be just that, a general purpose battle rifle. Now, the M14 basically had, the acceptance criteria was 5 inches at 100 yards, or somewhere around there, with ball ammo, and this rifle easily does that at 100 yards. With good ammo, I get about 2.5 MOA with this particular rifle and a good scope. So I've had a chance to play around with it a bit. Also, to note, the front stock ferrule does not have a metal liner around it, so it's just metal on carbon fiber. That's one of the differences. Whether or not it makes a difference is kind of yet to be determined. But one of the benefits of having a rifle like this is because it's got the carbon fiber stock and it's traditional, you can basically send it to a gunsmith and say, hey, bed this thing like you would a match rifle. So this can have traditional matched bedding, which should really bring the groups down. So you can do all the enhancements to it that you would for a match rifle and get the same benefits, especially out of an 18-inch barrel. Now an 18-inch barrel, it's a pretty good, it's a happy medium barrel. Really, it extends your range out to 600 or 800 yards comfortably. Anything past that, that's where you really start needing the longer barrels. And it definitely has an advantage over the SOCOM 16 because, well, obviously you've got 2 more inches on the barrel than that one does. So it gives you a good velocity gain as well. So as far as the stock goes, it's made to be accessorized. So it's got all these slots and everything, and what you can do is you can mount any Magpul MOE rail section in these slots. So you can customize it with a light or something like that, or even a flip-up iron sights. Now, one of the questions I got asked was, does the top rail mount or match the same height as the MOE rail, and it does not. So the MOE rail sits just slightly higher than the Picatinny rails that are made into the receiver. Okay, so obviously I got a scope here. This is the one that I used to test it. I didn't really document any group sizes. I just wanted to really play around with a bit, and so I found that this is just a Zeiss Conquest 3-9 by 50, and I've got some loop-holed QRW medium height rings, and I find that with the Magpul, the high cheek riser fits pretty good as far as giving me a really good cheek weld on this particular scope setup. Okay, so that's one good thing about having this, being able to take any AR-15 collapsible buttstock. You've got all the cheek riser options, and even if you need to go higher, there's Brad over at Bradley Cheek Rest, and he makes a strap-on style cheek pad if you need any extra height, if you can't find something that snaps on directly to the Magpul CTR or any other AR style stock that you might have. I know I've seen one of the guys use a skeletonized style AR stock. I don't remember the name, but it looked pretty good. So again, what it is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a battle rifle that's capable of battle rifle accuracy. And again, it can be accuratized to match conditions. And so it should fit a really good roll, and it's really not that heavy at all. So I also have another one here. I messed around a little bit. You can put a red dot on. I found that with this particular red dot, this Burris Fastfire, basically their smallest cheek riser gave me a pretty good cheek weld to be able to use this red dot irons, or this red dot sight. And the nice thing is, if you want, you can put the red dot sight up here. It fits on this one section, or you can put it up here, wherever you feel, whatever works for you. Also, these rifles do come with the Bula Defense National Match Spring Guide, so the action feels really smooth, especially after you've got 50 or 100 rounds for these things. They really smooth out, and they cycle like butter. Now, as far as the muzzle attachment that comes with the CBR, it's basically a cross break from CNC Warrior and the 9/16 by 24 thread. But again, you can throw on any one that you want. Just like any other rifle, you're going to customize it to your liking. And the beauty of any rifle just like this, again, it's not made to be used with iron sights, so it's made to be used with optics only. So if you get, if you want it for different things, if you want to do, close quarter run and gun, 3-gun match or something like that, and you want a red dot, you can go ahead and throw one on there, especially if it's got a flip lever. And then if you need to decide, you change your mind, you want to go shoot 300, 400, 500 yards, you flip the switch and you can take these off pretty quickly, and you can go from close in to longer range in really seconds, especially if you have your cheek rests all set up and everything too. So really that about wraps it up for this video. There's I test fired these, and they felt pretty good. I did notice a little bit more back blast with the muzzle brake, but it was pretty manageable. Maybe my experience was a little magnified because I was shooting from under a covered position, a covered shooting bench. But they really did handle well, and they shot very well as well. So but hey, again, kudos to Jeff and the guys over at Bula Defense. They've really done a great job as far as helping to keep the M14 platform modernized and keep it marketable to a new generation of shooters. It really is an exciting time, and they do have more offerings coming out every year. So I'm probably going to be doing another video here in a couple of weeks. And they've already put out word out on the street as they're coming out with one in a 6.5 Creedmoor. So I know a couple of other companies have done it as well. I know John Wolf does his 6mm XC, and Fulton Armory has come out with a 6.5 Creedmoor as well. But we're having yet another company coming out with a 6.5 Creedmoor as well. So look for that to be released very, very soon. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.